Hi, I'm Bisque Dolly, and I read Sorta Okay Online for you. We're reading Grimm's Fairy Tales. Oh my god! Is this the Snow White 3-part series that you promised us? Yep. I promised you. You know how much I wish I could just go back on my promises. But I follow through. Why? Because I love you. I love you. Snow White seems to be a reoccurring character. I guess children that are born as white as snow and as red as blood. It's a very common character trait. So there was a girl. She's 7 when her stepmother decides to kill her. At least in this publication from Barnes & Noble's Classics. Honestly, dude, whoever published this, Barnes & Noble, I have a bone to pick with y'all because there are some errors, okay? Okay? Why is it mother-in-law when it's supposed to be stepmother? So yeah, Snow White, at 7 years of age, is led into the forest by the huntsman to be killed. Okay? To be. And it's kind of messed up because Queen did not just want the heart and the tongue as a souvenir. She wanted to eat it. She wanted to eat human organs. Okay, Snow White gets rescued, or I guess taken in, by the dwarves, the 7 dwarves. And they love her. Why? Because she's adorable and she's like so precious. When the queen would ask, "Oh, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror would comply and say, "Thou art the fairest, Lady Queen." Okay, she went yellow in jealousy the moment she asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror replied, "Thou wert the fairest, Lady Queen. Snow White is fairest now, I ween." Ween. Ween. All the dwarves ask Snow White to do is just don't open the door. She's gonna get you. She's trying to kill you. Okay? But Snow White is like 7. So, yeah. She gets a corset. That was too tight. She nearly killed her by suffocating her in a corset. Then she tried to kill her with a comb, putting a comb in her hair with poison. And then that didn't work. And then last but not least, the apple. Apple. Oh my gosh. Why did she keep opening the door? Who knows? I don't care if you look a little suspicious. I really need that comb right now. Comb. Okay, so what happens? Well, they put her in a glass coffin. The descriptors of Snow White and this glass coffin are reoccurring themes. Okay, so what happens? A prince sees her dead body in this glass coffin and is like, "I love it. I want to take it home with me. I'll protect it." What I like is the the dwarf characters. I mean, they're so protective of her. They're so kind. And not only are they all these wonderful things, but they grieve for her. For 3 days, they cry unbearably. And then each one takes turns guarding her coffin. So I think, yeah, they're just kind of like, "No, you can't have this." But the prince seemed very earnest about keeping this coffin with a dead girl inside. And so they let him have it. When his servants are lifting her coffin, they kind of like rock it a little bit because they like lose footing. And it knocks the piece of apple that was still in her mouth out. And then she wakes up and she's like, "Oh my God, where am I?" And he's like, "I'm going to marry you." The prince is like, "I'm going to marry you." And so they get married. And for some reason, her wicked, wicked stepmother is like, I'm going to the wedding. I hate her, and I try to kill her 4 times. But, and let's not gloss over the fact she tried to eat her heart and tongue. But okay. So she shows up to the wedding. And what do? They give her some iron shoes that are so hot, they're red. Okay, have you ever seen metal heat up? Okay, that's how red they were. And they force her to wear them and dance in them until she dies. Okay, so that's part 1. Snow White.